now,
Okay,
and then I can make you the host.
awesome. All right, so I just want to wait a couple more seconds as people are coming in. Look how excited you are to see all the updates. And I see everybody's letting us know, oh, we got Toronto, New Zealand. We have people from all over the place.
Nice. New Zealand, very cool.
Okay, so I think we're going to get started just because we have so much that we want to get through today. So hello, everybody, and welcome to our deep dive on Practice Better programs, the new updates overview. I'm Shelley Myers, business success coach, and I'm joined with Sam Nicholson, customer success specialist here at Practice Better. Also helping to answer your questions in the chat, we have Brittany Andreessen, ambassador manager, and Devin Bruni, product manager here at Practice Better. So we're super excited to be here with all of you today and dive into the new and exciting program features. So we at Practice Better believe in empowering health and wellness professionals to build and scale businesses they love. With the new programs update, you can really think big about your next business idea and offering. This program's update was a long time in the making because we wanted to get it right. We want to continue providing high-value software for our customers, so we had in-depth talks with our practitioners to make sure we were delivering the best programs update possible. We also want to make our programs feature on par with leading core software and better in some cases, because we believe in simplicity, efficiency, and running your practice from one platform. So before we dive into the webinar, just a few housekeeping items. As we go along, put any questions that you have on today's topic in the chat box. We will be pausing throughout to answer them as we can. Since we have a large turnout today for this deep dive, we do apologize in advance if we don't get to all the questions, but just know that you will get resources in the replay email that we're going to be sending out. So you'll have a lot of resources and also the recording of the deep dive. In addition, the webinar, it is going to be recording as I just mentioned, and the replay will be sent out and you will get all the resources that we talked about today. So with that, Sam and I are excited to show you all the amazing features. We are going to turn off our cameras so that you can focus on the demo. All right.
I'll go ahead and share my screen.
Okay, so while Sam is sharing his screen, to begin, the interface and navigation for Practice Better programs was very nice before, as you recall, for those of you who had used programs, but it's even more intuitive and easy to navigate with the update. We want to make it as easy as possible to build out your programs and courses in Practice Better, so we've made some exciting changes to the program's interface. Now you're able to organize your program content by creating sections and adding submodules within the sections. Grouping modules within sections can help you break up your content into easily digestible portions and give your program a more professional look. You can also easily preview your modules and then quickly go in to edit them directly from the preview mode. There have been a lot of new additions with the refresh, so Sam will show us some of the major ones with his demo. So Sam, the stage is all yours.
Thanks so much, Shelley, and hey, everyone. So as you mentioned, Shelley, there's been a lot of updates with the program's refresh. So let's go ahead and we'll review some of the major ones together. So first things first, we've added a new program type called self-paced programs, which we will discuss later in its own section in this deep dive. So for now, let's go ahead and navigate to My Practice. And when this expands, we're going to go ahead and click on My Programs. So in order to add a self-paced program, all you would need to do is press the fast action icon in the bottom right-hand corner. And you'll now see, for those of you who are very familiar with our programs, you'll now see this option for a self-paced one. And one thing I want to note here while we're in this section is that if you do have any existing programs, you do have the option to just go ahead and select the three dots icon beside it, and you can press this duplicate option. This way, if you want to repurpose one of your existing programs, say a fixed state or an evergreen, into a self-paced program, so you can have a different kind of module unlock setup, you can do so very easily by pressing this duplicate option, which will save you having to create your whole program from scratch. So some of you may have noticed that in this section here, beside the programs, that the edit button is no longer here. So we've just moved it to a new section. So if you ever do need to edit the program itself, you can just press this three dots icon and you can just press edit program info. So this is for editing things like payment or registration options, the stuff that you did when you kind of first set up the program itself. But for now, what we're going to do is, because we want to manage the content of the program, we're going to go ahead and select this manage button, and we'll do it beside my self-paced program. So this will take you to the new program view, which some of you more experienced users who've been using the programs for a while, this will be a new view for you. One thing I want to highlight just while we're here is there is this little option in the top right-hand corner when you're viewing the program. You can press this button to basically hide this cover image here if you don't necessarily want it while you're working on the program. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. And when I do so, it's just going to minimize the cover image and just make it kind of more organized for me to go through. To note, at any time, if you do need to re-show that image, you can just press this button again to bring the image back up. But for this demo, I'm just going to go ahead and leave that minimized. So one thing to note is the new program structure allows you to organize your content by creating sections like I have here, section 1 nutrition and section 2 exercise. And it also allows you to create submodules within them. So grouping modules within sections can help you kind of break up your content into easily digestible portions and give your program a more professional look. You'll see that I've divided it in such a way that it kind of makes it easy to use for the client, and visibly it makes it aesthetically nice for them. So a handy thing you can do now in this view is you can actually go ahead and preview your modules. So let's go ahead and we're going to select the eyeball icon just to the right of my first module here, the fruits and veggies one. So when I click on this, it's going to show the module in preview mode, which will give you an idea of basically how it's going to look for your client. And one thing that's really handy here too is on the right-hand side, it's going to show any like tasks or forms, quizzes or protocols, pardon me, that you've actually attached to this module. So the good thing is you can preview your modules at any time just to see how it's coming along and how it's going to look from your client's perspective. And when you're within this window here, the preview window, you do have the option to just press this edit button here to be taken right to the editor to make any changes that you need to. So one cool thing I want to show you here as well is on the left-hand side, if you press this show overview button, this will expand and will show you all of your sections and modules. And this way you can actually just switch between your modules at any time, just to preview them all within the same section here. So let's go back to the main program view here because I want to show you a few options. And if we go to our fruits and veggies module here, we can select this little three dots icon beside it just to preview some more options. So the first one I want to highlight is this share link button. So this will allow you to send a direct link to a module to your clients, which can be useful for messages or broadcasts if you want to kind of make sure that they're engaged in seeing that the module is unlocked and they can quickly access it. Just the only thing to note with this is that a client must be registered in the program and have client portal access in order to view the module. Another button here is the remove from section icon. So this will uncategorize the module and move it to the very bottom of your module list. So this allows you to kind of reorganize it or have it be, if you want the module to be independent of a section, you can set it up that way, no problem. And then one other thing I want to show you here is the duplicate option, which allows you to duplicate a module and bring it forward and make any changes that you need, as well as delete it just in case you don't necessarily need it anymore and you want to remove it. And then lastly is the save as template option, which will allow you to save the module as a template that you can then reuse when you're creating other programs if you want to just kind of carry that information forward without having to create the whole module from scratch. So a sure to be popular new feature I want to highlight as well is the ability to embed audio directly into your modules, which is similar to how you embed videos from YouTube or Vimeo, like you saw in my fruits and veggies module. So let's go ahead and select preview beside my protein module here. And again, we're going to go into the preview mode. And you'll see that I've embedded my audio file, just a short one here at the very bottom. So the good thing about this is when you embed the audio, your clients can simply click the play button in order to listen to it without needing to download it or anything like that. They can just press play and review it and they'll be good to go. So let's now return one more time back to our main program view. And then on the left-hand section side here, I just want to show you, because those of you who've already been playing with our programs have noticed, of course, that it's we've kind of restructured it visually. So on the left-hand side here, I wanted to show you a few options that we've added. So we have the option to do enrollments, chat, broadcasts, as well as analysis. And we're going to be going into all of these sections in more detail. But I want to show you a quick couple of things from the enrollments tab that are pretty handy that we have now. So if we go ahead and click on the enrollments tab, what this will do is it's going to show you a list of all of your clients currently registered in your program in its own dedicated section. So with this, you're kind of quickly able to see their progress in the program, as well as any clients who have not activated their accounts and signed in to view their modules yet. So in this window, we have this handy little button here in the top right-hand corner, which allows you to select multiple clients at once. And when you do this, you can use this to update their tags. If you want to, quickly designate which clients are in this program, you can do so using tags, or to archive your clients, which we're going to discuss shortly. So let's go ahead and we're just going to select all of my clients right now. So all of the 7 clients that are enrolled in my program. And I'm just going to go ahead and press this update tags option. And when I click on this, I have the option to add a tag. Just one thing to note is that you would have to add the tag first in the My Client section, which I've done already. And I can just go ahead and search for my tag here, which is the Better Health Program tag. And when I do that, all I need to do is go ahead and select Submit, and then the tag will be applied. I also want to note that you do here in this option have the ability to remove or remove tags from this, or replace the tags that are existing. So maybe if your clients are graduating from one program to another, or they're kind of done, just anything along those lines, you do have the option to do so with tags. But I'm just going to go ahead and do a simple add tags and press submit. And then that tag will now be applied to all of those clients. So one other thing I wanted to do with the select multiple option is you do as well have the option to archive multiple clients at once, which can be pretty useful. So when you archive a client, your client will lose access to your program modules, group chat, and upcoming group sessions. However, any forms, tasks, or protocols that were shared with them via your program, they'll still be available in their record. As well, your client's name will remain in your enrollments list so that you can keep track of your program's current and historical enrollments. So this will be different from when you unregister a client, which means that they will lose access to your program and its related resources. You will have the option to permanently delete forms, tasks, and protocols that were shared with them via your program. And your client will also be permanently removed from your enrollments list. So you can decide on a case-by-case basis if it's better to archive a client or just to go ahead and unregister them. And one cool thing about this too, we've also added a brand new automation in the My Practice and Automation section here. This automation will allow you to actually archive or unregister clients automatically based on the duration from when they completed their program. So this means that, for example, if you set this up, you no longer have to manually unregister clients in your program, and that can be handled automatically via the automation. And then just a few more things I want to go over here, specific to individual clients. So I'm going to go ahead and select the 3 dots icon beside my client Addie. And when I do so, you'll see this list of options that appear here. So you can do things like resend the confirmation emails. You can also create invoices or payment plans that will be linked to this program. Or a handy thing too is you can just unlock all of her modules at once. So if you just want to go ahead and maybe she's an eager client, you can just go ahead and unlock all of the modules at the same time. So that's the main functionality of the enrollments tab. And then let's go ahead and lastly, I want to show you the chat tab here. So let's go ahead and click on that. So the group chat's going to work the same as before. You still have the option for both feed styles like mine's set up right now, or chat style. However, the handy thing is it now has its own dedicated section within the program for you to refer back to at any time. So if you scroll through the chat, you can see things like images and messages that your clients have uploaded. You can, of course, upload your own images or just schedule messages to be sent out at specific times. And you as a practitioner also have the option to kind of leave comments for clients or react to these with emoji. So this is a really kind of handy tool for keeping your clients engaged. And now it's all managed kind of directly within the program settings. So those were kind of like the main, a bunch of main features that we've added since. So I'm going to send it back to Shelly now to talk about self-paced programs.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. That is so awesome. I love that the group chat is right there in the programs. Just a quick reminder, when you are posting a question in the chat, if you guys would kindly on the drop down, click on everyone instead of just the host and panelists. If you want everybody to see what your questions are, that would be great. Okay, so let's just, we want to take a few questions on what Sam just reviewed with the new interface features. So if you want to type in questions related to what we just went over, we're going to take a few questions before we move on to the self-paced. Okay. Is all of this available to participants in the mobile version? Yes, absolutely. Everything you see here would be accessible in mobile. I would recommend updating your app as well as recommending to your clients that they update their apps to see the new interface. Are clients able to have a discussion on a specific module? No, I don't. There aren't comment features within the modules. They would have a discussion in the group chat and they could reference a module. All right, so I had a couple questions. Okay, how do people enroll? Does the practitioner have to enroll them, or is there a way for them to pay and enroll automatically and then have access to the program? So Sam, you could maybe show the share link where.
Sure.
So right there is the registration link. So maybe click on that. So if you're promoting this, say on your website or social media or email, you would grab that link that you just saw that Sam clicked on, and you can embed that behind a button or as a hyperlink, taking people over to this registration page. Oh, Sam, your screen went black. Oh, there we go.
You know?
Okay. Okay, so another question, can you transform an existing program into a self-paced? So I know somebody before was asking about evergreen. So you can't, there isn't a way to just convert it, but you can duplicate it. And then you see here, you can change any program type, except if you're on the Pro plan. So the Pro plan comes with the fixed date program. If you're on the Plus plan or the Team plan, then you'll have all three options. So you can take an evergreen and convert it or duplicate it as a self-paced program. And then you're going to go in to set up those modules, how you want them to progress to each module. And then you will publish the modules, and then you can offer this new self-paced course to your clients.
Yeah.
So we'll just do one more question. Okay, so with the archive, can you talk a little bit, just explain the archive and the unregister again, just what the difference was?
Sure. So maybe we can actually just go ahead and we'll archive a client together. So let me just go to my enrollments list here. So when you have a client, you can just press like the three dots icon beside their name, and you have this option. So you can press archive here, and then you'll get this prompt where basically they no longer have access to the program modules, and this will also take them out of upcoming group sessions. So this is a good option because like you'll see here where it says previously used forms, tasks, and protocols will still be available in your client's record. That's kind of really handy for like referring back to it once they've been archived. And then what you can do is just go ahead and at any time you can just press archive. And then once you've archived them, you do have the option to unarchive them as well if you ever need to. Like if maybe someone comes back and you do want to unarchive them, you can do so. So I'm just going to go ahead and unarchive this person. And then this time I'll go ahead and click on the unregister option. And you'll see here that basically when you do this, they no longer have access to the program or the related resources. So the stuff that they've been given access to, and you have the option to, rather than it being automatic that they're removed from upcoming group sessions, you kind of have the option to go through and choose what you want to unregister them from here.
Awesome. Thank you, Sam. So I know many of you who are running programs or getting ready to run programs are going to be really excited to start implementing some of the stuff that Sam just showed you by having sections and creating submodules. So we're really excited for you to start using that. So one of the most exciting parts of the program's refresh is that we now have the third program type, which is the self-paced program. So the main difference when setting up a self-paced program is that you will set modules to be unlocked based on the client's completion of one or more of the previous modules, and sometimes resources that are in those modules. So this allows clients to progress through a program at their own pace instead of having the modules unlocking automatically based on a predefined schedule. Other settings such as description, payment and registration options you will see when setting up the self-paced program are very similar to both the fixed date and the evergreen program. So creating this type of program will feel familiar to you if you've already set up programs before. So Sam is going to show us what a self-paced program looks like and how quickly and easily you can set these up. So over to you, Sam.
Thank you very much. So now we'll go back to, let's go back to the main section here, which is the My Practice and My Program section. And then I've already created a self-paced program that I've been working with here. So the good news is that similar to how it worked with fixed date and evergreen is you can always see which program type it is directly from the menu here. So this one here now is a self-paced icon. So let's go ahead and click manage beside that. And what we're going to do is we're going to add a section and a module to it to get an idea of how this kind of looks in practice. So basically a section like I have here, section 1 nutrition, section 2 exercise. A section will allow you to break up your modules basically into smaller chunks of information, which can be handy for structuring modules into things like themes or cadences. So to add a section, let's go ahead and select the fast action icon in the bottom right-hand corner. And I'm going to go ahead and press on add section. And I'm just going to go ahead and name this. I'll just give this a simple name. Let's do section 5 consolidation, because this is kind of meant to be like a consolidation of all of their module content so far. You can as well, if you'd like, give a description of the module, or sorry, of the section. But I'm just, for now, for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to leave this blank and just go ahead and select add. So one new feature of the one new feature with the programs is the ability to drag and drop to reorganize modules and categories and sections, sorry. So what I'm going to do is beside my section 5 here, I'm just going to click where it says these dots are. I'm just going to click. I'm going to go ahead and drag this above my left section module because it's meant to come before then. And this is really handy because if you ever find you want to restructure the organization of your modules, what order your sections are in, you can just very quickly kind of drag and drop that to make it really easy for you. So now that we've created a category, we can go ahead and add modules to it. So to do so, I'm going to select the fast action icon in the bottom right-hand corner, and I'm going to press on add module. So a new window, for those of you who've been using the programs for a while, you'll see this new window here. And this allows you to choose between an email only module, which we're going to cover in the next section, as well as a content module, which we're going to select right now. So the content module itself is similar to the way you were setting up programs before, where you can embed videos, images, put all of your program content in them. So for the very first thing I'm going to do now, this new option, is I'm going to link this to the specific section. So the one that we just created, the section 5 consolidation, I'm going to select that so it gets added there automatically. And then underneath the module name, I'm just going to go ahead and name this program knowledge check. And then you can name this, of course, whatever you'd like when you're creating them yourselves. And then you'll see this new option here. So under when the module should become available, I'm going to switch this from allow registered clients to access content at any time. And I'm going to switch that over to unlock after completing another module. And I'm going to link this to my my last module here, which is my wine. Oh, sorry, I just got to scroll down there. My sleep summary and knowledge check. So this is the previous module before this one. So I've set it to unlock that. So that when they complete that module, this one becomes unlocked right away. And one thing I want to note here is when you have resources in your modules, such as like forms, tasks, or quizzes, you can enable an option so that when you're adding the resource, there's a new option here that allows you to turn on where it says this form must be completed in order to complete the module. So this means that if a client has a resource and you've enabled this option, that means they can't mark the module as completed until they've completed that specific resource. So let's go ahead and go back to my main overview tab here. And of course, you can all be very creative with how you set these up, but I just want to create the bones of the module for now. So I'm just going to go ahead and press save here at the top and press save and publish. And then I'm going to go ahead and publish my module. So one cool thing with self-paced programs I want to show you here is we're going to go back to our main program view. And there's this little icon here at the top that says view completion flow. So I'm going to go ahead and open that. And this is very useful because you can always refer back to this to see which modules are set to be unlocked upon completion of previous modules. So for example, if I click on any of my modules, this green message here at the bottom will appear, letting me know that this module has dependencies and that it's linked to like unlocked based on that module completion. So one thing to note is if you do not have a module dependency set up properly or not set up at all, there will be a red message here that states your program has modules that cannot be unlocked, which will warn you that it will not unlock properly. So this is required for self-paced programs. And if you click on that message and scroll to the bottom, it will show you which module this is, and it'll allow you to quickly make adjustments. And one thing I want to note is the module that we just created together was set to unlock after just one previous module completion. So we had set it so that this module here, the program knowledge check, will unlock upon completion of the sleep summary and knowledge check above. But with modules, you do actually have the option to set it so that multiple modules must be completed before one specific module unlocks. So it allows you to kind of really granular with your program settings and really creatively use like what you want to become available based on what the client has already completed in a self-paced program. So Shelly, I'll send it back to you now.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. So I did see a question. We're going to answer a few more questions specific to the self-paced program that Sam just went over. Somebody earlier was asking about where in a module you would insert or add an image.
Sure. I can show you that right now. So if you come to, let's go to my main module here, my fruits and veggies one. That's in the content tab here. So I'll actually show you this too, because this is where the option to embed the audio is. But if you come here, you can press insert image and then upload a file from your computer. You can also insert a video if you want to embed a video directly from YouTube or Vimeo, or there is this insert audio option here now, which is what I showed you in the protein module earlier. We can actually upload an embedded audio file directly into your program content.
All right. Now, there's been a few questions about quizzes, and just so you know, we are going to be going over those here in a bit. So I'm not going to answer those specifically because you'll get most of your questions answered during that section. Let's see. So somebody was asking about templates. I lost the question, but how to create a module template or where you would go to create that.
Sure, I can show you that. So that's, we have a few different options. So if you like, let's say you've already kind of like built an existing module and you know that's one that you're going to want to reuse in the future, you can just press this 3 dots icon here and press save as template. And then you can just go ahead and save this as a template to be reused. So you can do that like basically right within your program, like just right beside, and I'll show you that option again. That's if we go back to my practice, my programs, and just go ahead and click, it's a three dots icon beside the module that you've created, and select save as template. You also have the option, I believe, to, oh no, I guess it would just be from there. You can just go ahead and save the module template right from there once you've created it.
Okay. All right, so I think we're going to move on, because I think we're going to answer some of these questions as we go through the rest of the webinar. All right, so with the enhancements to the programs, we also have the option to run email-only programs or create email-only modules within programs. This is great for clients who do not wish to have access to the client portal, or for sharing content with clients via email only versus in the actual program modules. So let's see how quick and easy it is to set up an email only module.
Thanks, Shelley. So for this example, let's navigate back to my practice and my programs again. So I've started creating an email only version of this program that we've been working with in the deep dive. So I have my Better Health, Better Life one, which is the self-paced, and then I have my Better Health, Better Life email only version. And you'll see that I've actually set this version up as an evergreen program, so that modules will unlock based on when a client enrolls. So this will be different than the self-paced programs that we were going over in the last section, because that was based on module completion. And to note, you can currently only use email only programs with evergreen and fixed date programs, but not self-paced ones. You can add email only modules to a self-paced program, but they are sent based on the completion of content modules. So you'll see in my the self-paced program we were working on earlier, I do at the very bottom here, this is an email only template, and it's because it has content templates that it can draw from. So let's go back to our email only program that I was talking about, and we'll go ahead and press manage beside that. So you'll see here that I've already gone ahead and built my first two modules here, and that I've scheduled them to be unlocked after 2 days and after 4 days. So to add another module, I would just select the fast action icon again in the bottom right-hand corner, and then I would just select add module. And again, what we were talking about earlier, where this option to select the module type, last time we chose the content one, and this time we're going to go ahead and select the email only module. So under the section dropdown, I'm just going to go ahead and link this to my first section, which was the nutrition one. And then under the module name, I'm just going to name this nutrition summary and knowledge check. And I'm going to set this one to unlock 1 week after a client enrolls. So that's when they'll receive that email. And then under the email subject, I'm just going to copy the same thing as my module name, nutrition summary and knowledge check. And under the email title, I will put the next step of your health journey. So to know when you add the email title, it's going to populate here automatically, so you can kind of get an idea of what this is going to look like when you send it to your clients. And then in this section here is where you have to add, where you can add the actual body of your email. So what you're including to your clients. You can insert links to this as well if you want to share in your email body. If you want to share content with them to be accessed externally, they can just click on the link in the email and be directed there. So in order to save something, I just need to put some text in here. So let's put continue your health journey. And then this is the required stuff for the email content. Like as long as all of this is filled out, you're good to go. And then all I would need to do is press save at the top here. And then I'm going to go ahead and press save and publish. And I will publish this module. So one thing to note is when I'm working with this is I can come back here at any time to make changes to the email before it's sent. So if I want to come back here and kind of update anything before the email goes out, I can do so. And that way, if you want to kind of build out the bones of your program and then go in and work more specifically with the content that you're going to be sending via email, you'll definitely be able to do that option as well. So yeah, that's kind of the email only programs are pretty straightforward and allow you to kind of just like get this working for you. And that's I'll send it back to you now, Shelley.
Thanks, Sam. That's awesome. So yeah, there were some questions about kind of the difference between email only, and say self-paced or evergreen. So really there's 3 program types. There's the fixed date, there's the evergreen programs, and then there's the self-paced. So, those 3 are the program types, depending on if you want to run it based on dates, based on when a client enrolls, or based on them progressing, like completing modules and resources. Email only is available. You can create a whole course that's email only, but to give you an example of what I've seen people do in an evergreen or a fixed date, if you have, say, a weekly module, so say the modules where the client, if they have access to Practice Better, so they can log into their account and view the module. Maybe you have a video, maybe you have some attachments like the recipe guide or handouts. You have content in there that they would read by logging in to Practice Better, and they would complete, maybe they have tasks or worksheets. But sometimes if you don't want them to log in every single day, maybe you're just wanting to share information to kind of nudge them or motivate them and continue to engage with them the rest of the week, but you don't necessarily have a bunch of content that they need to log in and see. So you could have like a weekly module, and then after that have a daily email only module. So they're just getting just a little bit of information the rest of the week through email, and they don't necessarily need to log in unless they want to go back and reference the information in the module for the week. So that's one example how I've seen people use the email only modules as part of their overall program, just to keep people engaged. Another question was about the attach. Can you add an attachment to an email only module? And Sam, I'm not sure if you can do that at this point.
Pardon me, add an attachment? No, I
Yeah.
don't believe so with an
I
email
don't
only
think
program
so.
at this time.
Yeah. Okay.
You can send, if you want, you can send broadcast messages to your clients. So you will have the option to send broadcasts here. So if you ever do need to, I believe you can attach files to broadcast when you're sending them to clients.
Yeah. And there's been quite a few questions about wondering what these programs look like to your client. So first of all, what Sam is showing you here on the practitioner portal or platform, it's very similar to what it would look like to a client if you go into the preview mode. This is very much what it's going to look like to the client. So they're going to have their left, if you can click on that left icon, Sam, the content overview, so they can navigate through based on, again, the program type and when the modules open. But we always recommend having a test client. So if you've already started a program, or if you could just create like a sample program, we also have a 10-day self-care challenge that we had shared the code earlier, but we can definitely give that out if you want to download that into your programs just to kind of test it out. But it's always great to log in, whether it's on your mobile or on another browser as your client, and then invite yourself to the program, and then you can test it out. But honestly, it looks very similar on the desktop to what you're seeing here on Sam's screen.
Yeah, that's a very good point, Shelly, because I always recommend when I'm speaking with people on calls to always create a test client for yourself, because then you can like basically see exactly how it's going to look from their perspective. It's also good for like testing notifications too, if you want to test the email only programs and see how it displays from their perspective. All that kind of stuff, if you set them up as a test client, is really handy. And then you can just come in here and you can just like register them into the program by pressing this register clients button. So that way you can even test out completing modules. And that is something I always recommend doing, because then you'll know exactly what your other clients are going to see from their portal. But like you mentioned, Shelly, the view for the actual modules themselves will be very similar to what we showed you with the preview option here.
Yeah. Yeah, and for the 10-day self-care challenge, we could include that in the replay email that goes out if you missed it in some of the previous communications that went out. All right, so moving on. All right, so previously you could attach forms and worksheets to a module from the forms section of Practice Better, but now you have the new quiz feature directly in the programs area, and you can create and access them right there. Quizzes are a great way to engage your program participants, help them retain important information, and assess their learning and understanding in your program. Please note that the quiz feature is available in both the Plus and Team plans. Sam is going to review what a quiz looks like in Practice Better and also several ways in which you can view your program participants' quiz results.
Thanks,
So I'll
Shelley.
hand it over to you, Sam.
Thank you. So with the quizzes, they're pretty popular already. So let's go to. I always like to go back to the main My Practice and My Programs view. And some of you who've been using Practice Better this week have probably noticed this new quizzes tab here. So basically, this section here is where all of your quizzes will always be housed. And I've created a quiz here, my knowledge check nutrition one. And this one is currently attached. You might have noticed earlier, this one's currently attached to my nutrition section of the program we've been working with. So just give me an idea of what it looks like. Let's go ahead and select edit beside it. So for those of you who are familiar with the form builder, this will be very familiar to you. Basically, with this section, we have these elements on the right-hand side that you can use to build the questions out. So we have kind of yes, no questions, check boxes, and multiple choice. And I've used all of those when I built out my little form here. This is a yes, no question. This is a multiple choice question. And this is a checkbox question. So let's select edit beside my my yes, no question. And when I do so, the new option here with the quizzes is this option here, the correct answer field, which is what basically makes this a quiz. So you can basically choose from the answers you provided, you can choose the correct one here, and I've chosen false for this question. And you can also provide an explanation, which is really good because that will display it to your clients and give them more information when they're actually completing the quiz rather than just like correct, incorrect. So let's press done here. We're finished with the yes, no one. And let's check out the checkbox element here, which is at the bottom. So with the checkbox, similar to the form builder, it means that clients do have the ability to select multiple answers. So here they can actually just check off any ones of these that they would like. So in turn, you have the option to create multiple correct answers as well, which will display to them and make it pretty easy for them. There are a few things I want to note with quizzes. The first right now is that they are currently only usable within programs and cannot be used in other areas of the platform. As well, the quizzes can only be completed once by a client. And when a client completes a quiz, you can view that client's specific answers or the answers for a group of clients. So we're going to be reviewing the option to view a group in the analysis section, which is the next portion of our deep dive. So for now, let's just check out how it would look if you want to review it for just one client. So I'm going to press done here, and I'm going to navigate back to my program. And I'm just going to go ahead and select the program we've been working with, my Better Health, Better Life one. And from here, I just need to go ahead and click on my enrollments tab, which will bring up my client list. And then I'm just going to press view progress beside my client Geraldine here. So this section, some of you probably come across before. This is like a detailed kind of overview of where they're at in their program. So like here in the first section, she's already kind of completed most of the stuff. She's done the forms and the tasks and the quiz. So this is like always great to check. Like if you want a detailed breakdown of like where your client's at in each module, you can just come to this section and view it. But for the quiz summary specifically, all we would have to do is just go ahead and click on view beside the knowledge check nutrition quiz, which is here. So I'm going to go ahead and select view. And when I do so, this will take me to the review quiz tab. And this is pretty handy because you can kind of scroll through here and see what they answered for each question. This also gives you the ability to add private notes for yourself. So this was a pretty basic quiz I set up, but I'm sure a lot of you will be using this for very creative reasons, and you'll be able to kind of like leave notes for yourself, things to refer back to specifically for your engagement with this client on their journey. And then the handiest feature I think about this is the quiz summary tab. So if you click on this, This will show you the correct answers as well as the incorrect answers that they got, and will also automatically break down the percentage for you. So it's good if your clients need to kind of hit a certain percentage in order to pass. This will calculate it automatically based on the results that they provided in the quiz. And then, Shelley, I think we're going to talk about program reporting and analytics next.
Awesome. Yeah. And I think Britt and Devin are doing a great job keeping up with a lot of the questions in there. So I think we're going to keep moving just for time's sake, because we still have some really great things to show you. All right. So now for one of our most exciting updates that we saved for last. So we know how committed you are to providing your clients with the best experience and highest quality content, education, and engagement. We're so happy to provide the tools to support you in that. And now we're offering even more analysis capabilities for you to glean insights into what is working with your clients and groups and what is and is not resonating with them when they are most engaged with your communities. All of these insights are really valuable as you continue to iterate and improve your programs and courses over time. So now at your fingertips, you can easily see a snapshot of where enrollments are in your programs, what resources they are completing, if and when they are engaging in the community. These insights also help you to keep your clients more accountable with less time and effort on your end, and help you to know when and how you want to motivate your clients along when that's needed. So Sam is going to show you the various program summaries in this next demo.
Thank you, Shelley. So for one last time, we're going to go ahead and go to my practice and my programs. And from here, we'll select my Better Health, Better Life program that we've been working with through this deep dive. And when this opens up, we're going to select the one option we haven't talked about yet, which is the analysis tab. So I think this is one of the coolest features of our programs refresh, because this allows you kind of like this digs deep into the reporting of your programs and allows you to kind of track all sorts of information. So we're going to go through them one by one. The first one here is the enrollment summary, which is what it will default to when you click here. And this is kind of great for a brief overview of a program, and will show you the total number of clients that you have enrolled as well. A handy statistic here is you can see the average numbers of days to complete, which, pardon me, will be calculated across all of your clients and can be useful for making adjustments to your module content. So if you find that's taking them like too long or too quick, you can kind of adjust your modules accordingly. As well, below you can also see each client's individual progress. And beside this, it will also show you how many modules they've unlocked so far, as well as how many they have available to work on. So one thing I want to show you here is if you click on any of the category headings, you do have the option to filter it. So if I press progress, for example, this is now going to filter it from the lowest to highest. So this can be good, for example, if I want to track maybe which clients aren't currently as engaged. Like my client Mary here has been registered for a few days and she hasn't really done anything yet. She hasn't sent any messages or completed any modules. So that could be a good indication to me that maybe she's not particularly engaged, and I can send her a chat or just reach out to her to make sure that she's getting everything she needs. So the enrollment summary one is probably the one you'll be referring to most, but there are a few others here I wanted to show you. So let's click on the drop-down menu in the top left-hand corner. And this time we're going to click on the module enrollment summary, and we're going to pull that up. And this is handy because this will show you each client's progress in a specific module, and will show all of the modules that I currently have in my program. So let's go ahead and expand the one that we've been working with most, the fruits and veggies one. I'll expand that, and you'll see some kind of, it gets more into the analytics aspect here. So you'll see the activity that each client has done basically in a module, including the forms that they've completed, tasks they completed, protocols viewed, and quizzes completed. It will also have the date completed if the module has been finished, or if the client is currently working through it, it will just say in progress here, like my client Mary. So again, just kind of like a very quick way for you to just gauge your entire client base and to see where they're at in your program. One more time, let's select the drop-down menu, and let's go ahead and talk about the module resource summary, which is here. So this right now will show you the completion rate of the resources in my module. So I'll go ahead and expand my fruits and veggies one. So this is good because I'm sure a lot of you have all of these types of things attached: forms, quizzes, protocols, and tasks. So in the last section of the deep dive, I mentioned that you can view quiz results en masse, and this is the section to do so. So the quiz that I had that we viewed for my client earlier, where we just saw her results, if I were to click on this where it says view response summary report, this would actually take me to the my practice report section, where I can view how all of the clients who've completed this form have answered it, which is really good for kind of seeing specific information that you need to, without you having to kind of go through individually form by form and see what each client responded with. But then as well here too, like you can see just quickly, like which clients have gone through, and these are all my clients who viewed my protocol here. Here's all the clients who've kind of marked my tasks as completed. So just very quick overview, basically what saves you having to go into each client's record each time. And the last one I want to show you here is the chat engagement one. So if we just click on that, this is really handy because it will show you kind of the metrics for your program group chat. So here you can see stats like the total number of client posts here, as well as chat engagement. So you'll see, like, if I scroll down below, it will show you the total number of posts each one of my clients has made. It will show you the top posts by comment here. So like the other clients who've commented on it. And then you can even if you really want to get specific with this, you can also like kind of see like which days of the week are the most productive in terms of like when your clients are group chatting one another. And you can also even do it by hour if you want to see when's a particularly busy time, when are most of your clients online, which can be handy for things like if you want to unlock your modules at specific times in an evergreen program or what have you. But yeah, those are the analytics I would recommend after this deep dive, definitely as you're setting up, or for those of you with programs, just going through and just checking this out, because this is a really handy feature, and I think one of the coolest things to come out of the refresh. And that wraps
Yeah.
up the analytics.
Awesome, Sam. That's so exciting. Okay, so before we kind of wrap things up, we do have some time for a few more questions. Tammy's asking, where do we watch the replay? Anybody who registered is going to get the replay email, which will have a link to a recording and also resources that we're going to include. I'm going to scroll through, just see if we have any more questions before we wrap up.
And I see Laura here asked, can you set up one-on-one sessions for questions? You can indeed. If you want to reach out to, we have a support team, help@practicebetter.io. You can reach out to them, and just if you need assistance, they offer 15-minute support calls and are happy to help. As well, I know there was a lot of information on this deep dive. It was probably a lot to digest. So like you mentioned, Shelly, this can be referred back to at any time. Definitely take your time building it out and kind of playing with all the new features, even stuff that you're not necessarily sure you might use. It's always good to just like go and see everything that you can do with the programs.
Yeah, so another question for the chat function, can everyone see the chat or just between the provider and the client? So yeah, it depends if you set up a chat for the program. So you have the ability to control, even on the individual chats, who has access to message you directly. And then within the programs, if you do have the group chat feature, you're able to turn that on. And there are some settings in there. I don't know if you could show that, Sam, just what some of the options when you do set up a group chat.
Oh, sure. Just pull up like a new group chat, you mean?
Yeah.
Sure.
If you have a program maybe that doesn't have a group chat, and you could just create one and they could just see what some of the options are.
That's a good question. Maybe my my Better Me program that might not have a group chat. Yeah, so you can just press add chat here. And then you can just like go through. So when you press add chat, this will take you to your program options, like and you'll see this when you're actually building out your program. So you have the option to just click off this enable group chat for this program. And you have the option to, one thing that's probably going to, I usually see enabled is the ability to automatically add new enrollments to the chat. So that way, basically, if someone registers for your program, they're automatically added into the chat. You don't have to go through and do it one by one. As Shelly mentioned too, your clients do have the ability to send you one-on-one messages outside of the group chat. You can disable which clients have that access if you like, but there will be option for both group chats and one-on-one chats on the platform.
All right, thanks, Sam. Can you show how to integrate a Zoom group session for those enrolled in a program?
Gotcha. Let's go to my my fixed date program. So to note, group sessions can only be added to fixed date programs at this time. I don't think I have one set up with this one. Yeah, so I have a fixed date program here. You just come to the sessions tab, and then you can just press schedule session here. When you do so, you'll select which team member the session is for if you're on the team plan. And then many of you have probably scheduled your own sessions on the platform before, so this will look familiar. The main option here is this recurrence options tab. You can basically go ahead and turn this on, which will schedule recurring group sessions. So if I want to have like, I have 10 upcoming sessions here, I can go ahead and enable that. I'll do this to start. So I'll start tomorrow at 1 p.m. I'm going to switch this to online video chat, and it's going to use Zoom, because to run group sessions, you do need to have a Zoom account linked. And then all we need to do is, now that I've set up the schedule, I can just go ahead and press confirm. And then once that's done, my my group sessions are created, and my clients can join them.
Another question about can you schedule Google Meets? So yeah, you could do that outside of Practice Better, but currently to integrate the group sessions, it would need to be a Zoom, and then you would connect that to Practice Better.
Perfect.
Okay, hold on. Trying to find some questions. Can you upload a recorded Zoom group session to program or chat?
Yeah, that you could definitely do. So you can embed it the same way. So let me bring you back to the program we were working with earlier. So right now, if you want to have it set so that it's embedded directly in the program, where like the client opens up the module and they can just press play and it just plays within the program, those have to be uploaded to either YouTube or Vimeo. But if you want to attach videos from other sources, or as you mentioned, like Zoom recordings, you do have the option to press this add content button, and you can just upload a video to the program itself. I believe the current maximum is 400 megabytes. So just keep that in mind when you're uploading it. And I've seen people use programs in creative ways. My colleague, I believe Jen, I think created a video on our YouTube channel called Using Evergreen Programs as Resource Libraries. So that can be good for if you want to have like a video library of all your recordings, or maybe a PDF library. I've seen them used as recipe libraries. So definitely check out our YouTube channel and take a look at that video if you haven't already.
Yeah, so one other question. So just to check, you can't do group live videos with your whole program group on Practice Better. This has to be done through Zoom. So the Practice Better telehealth is meant for your one-to-one sessions where it's just you and one other person. If you're going to be doing group virtual sessions, then you want Practice Better to create the Zoom links and have all the Zoom information within the session. When your clients get the confirmation and reminder emails, then you would want to set up a Zoom account and then connect that to Practice Better in third-party integrations. And that'll save you time from needing to create Zoom meetings outside of Practice Better. It'll all work within Practice Better. Okay, so I think let's turn our cameras back on, Sam. I think we're gonna wrap up. I don't think we're gonna get to every single question, but I appreciate, Sam, the demo. We'll turn our cameras back on. All right, so I did earlier, we have a survey for the deep dive, and we just really appreciate all of you guys coming and joining us today, and that we hope that you really have a deeper understanding of the new features. I know you guys are going to have a lot of questions. Hopefully a lot of you are members in the Inner Circle Facebook group, so you can ask questions in there. I am going to post a link to a survey. It's just a 1-minute survey, and we really appreciate if you guys could complete that. And then I'm also going to just put a few more resources before we wrap up. Here's a link to our help center. We have really great articles are already updated on these new program updates. You will find the recording to this deep dive as well as previous deep dives that we've done and all sorts of great tutorials on our YouTube channel. And if you're on a paid Practice Better plan and you're not part of the Facebook group yet, I really encourage you to join. And there you can network and reach out to other Practice Better users, and everybody's really active in there sharing best practice, tips and tricks, and just, sharing how they're using the platform. And so, as I mentioned earlier, you will get a replay email with resources, a link to the recording. Please reach out if you have any other questions or need help. But again, thank you, Sam. Thank you, Brittany, Devin, for answering. So I was watching them answer so many questions at the chat. I think that was great. We will include the 10-day self-care challenge download code. I'm going to make a note. So you'll have that to kind of play around. You can download it and then you could just duplicate it to make a copy that you can kind of play with, just to not be worried that you're going to mess anything up, and then have a copy that if you want to use it with your clients. I think you're really going to like it. So, all right. Well, thank you again, everybody. We really appreciate you being here. Have a wonderful day. And we'll see you soon.
Thanks so much, everyone. You guys all have a good day.